Namaste. Welcome. Thank you for joining me for class. Let's start in a seated position on the floor. You may prop yourself up with a blanket underneath your hips. And once you find a nice comfortable spot on the floor, go ahead and close the eyes and go internally. Checking in with yourself, noticing how you feel. Notice any sensations that come up without any judgment and without any expectations. Feel your tailbone and your sit bones grounded down to the floor, yet feel a lightness through your chest and your head as you lengthen up towards the ceiling. Your shoulders are pulled down and back, and your elbows are lightly hanging right underneath your shoulders. Notice the breath. And just see if you can have it come to a nice rhythmic breath. Allow the inhale to fall right into each exhale, and each exhale fall right into each inhale. Just notice how the breath calms the body, calms the mind down, and brings you into this relaxed state. Now we're going to place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And on the inhale, you're going to push your belly forward, pushing that bottom hand away. And the chest is going to rise after pushing the top hand away. Pausing at the top here. On the exhale, the chest falls down first, followed by the belly. Pause at the bottom. As you inhale, belly rises, followed by the chest. Pause. Exhale, chest falls, followed by the belly. Pause. Continuing like this on your own. Each inhale, belly rises first, then the chest. And then each exhale, chest falls first, then the belly. Pausing between each inhale and each exhale before moving on. Perhaps making your breath audible here. Breathing through the back of your throat space. Allowing that audible sound of your breath to drown out any thoughts that you have and to help you bring yourself back to the present moment. Let's finish out 2 more rounds like this. And then when you're finished, go ahead, release the hands, place them on the lap. And when we inhale, we're going to push the chest forward. We're going to move the hips to the right. And then on the exhale, we're going to hollow out the belly. And then we're going to move the hips to the left. Again, inhale, belly forward, rolling those hips to the right. Exhale, hollowing out that spine, C-curving that spine. Exhaling over to the left. Nice, smooth circles here. Keep going with this. Maybe starting out slow, and then maybe going to a faster rate. Maybe you can start with smaller circles and then go to bigger circles over time. Just make this feel good. Maybe get the head and neck involved. Each inhale, maybe sticking the chin out, leaning the head back. Each exhale, bringing the chin to the chest as you lean forward. Relax the jaw and the face, and we'll finish one last round here. And then when you find your chest forward, let's reverse the direction. Inhaling over to the left side now as you exhale back. And then inhaling, the hips go to the right as you move forward. Maybe starting out small, then working your way faster. And then maybe doing the smaller circles first, followed by the bigger circles over time. Use the breath to move you. And let's go ahead, slow it down, come back to stillness. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll come to a twist. So we'll take the left hand, we'll place it on the right knee. We'll take the right hand and we'll place it on an angle to the right. So just on an angle to your right hip. And you're looking back over your right shoulder and you're pulling your shoulders back away from you towards the back as you squeeze the shoulder blades together along the spine. Notice how the chest expands and the heart rises as you do this. Stay for 2 breaths. Each inhale finds you lengthening tall. Each exhale finds you twisting a little deeper. Keep those shoulders pulled back. And now we're just going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Just feel that nice stretch. Some of you may want to walk those fingertips away further from the hip to get a little bit deeper of a stretch in that right side of the neck. Beautiful. Still keep those shoulders pulled back. And then let's go ahead and nod the head yes here a few times. And be really dramatic here. Maybe pull the chin all the way up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, pull it all the way down to that right shoulder. Keep pulling that belly button in towards the spine. That'll help you sit up nice and tall. And then let's go ahead and shake the head no. Nice big nose here. Really wide. Make them really dramatic. Pull that left ear to the left shoulder and then pull the chin away. Nice. Relax that jaw in the face. And then we'll come back looking over that right shoulder. Finish out a twist for one last breath. Beautiful. Bottom of the exhale, we'll start to inhale. Pull those arms up towards the ceiling as we unwind out of the twist. This time the right hand is going to go on the left knee as the left hand goes behind on an angle to that left hip. Lifting up nice and tall on the inhale, we'll pull those shoulders back and away from you into space as we look over that left shoulder in a nice twist. Each inhale finds you taller. Each exhale finds you twisting. 2 breaths here. Still continuing to lift up through the spine on the inhales. Twisting a little bit more on the exhales. Keeping those shoulders pulled back. One last round of breath. And we'll start to drop that right ear to the right shoulder. If you'd like, you can move those fingertips a little bit more away from the hip, finding a deeper stretch. Breathing up and down that left side of the neck. Relaxing the jaw and the face. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and back. And then let's go ahead and nod the head yes here a few times. Make it really long and deep, really dramatic here. Each inhale, pull the chin away from the chest. Each exhale, pull it back to the chest. Allow the breath to move you. And let's go ahead and make some no's here. Shaking the head no, nice and wide. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together along the back. Belly button's pulled in, core is nice and engaged. Beautiful. Let's go ahead, return the gaze back over that left shoulder. Finish out one round of breath. Nice. And let's go ahead, pull those arms up, unwind out of the twist, pull the palms together, and drop them down towards the heart. Very good. Now we'll reach the arms out long to our sides. We'll bend the elbows, interlace the fingers behind the back of the head, and drop that chin to the chest. Elbows come hang loosely by your temples, and you're pushing that skull back up towards the palms, engaging the back of the neck, the tops of the shoulders. Stay here, breathe it out, up and down the spine, or if you'd like to find movement, you can bring the nose to either elbow, back and forth, or up and down, chin away from the chest and back again. Or maybe just do some circles in one direction and then the other. Making sure to breathe, sitting up nice and tall, pushing that back of the skull into the palms. Beautiful. If you found movement, come back to stillness. We'll find movement here by opening the elbows, looking up at the ceiling, dropping that head and neck back into the palms as we squeeze the shoulder blades together along the spine. On the exhale, we'll C-curve that spine, drop the chin to the chest as we bring the elbows back together. Again, as you inhale, reach up nice and tall, arch that spine. We'll bring that chest up towards the ceiling, drop that head back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, come back down, C-curve that spine. Get really small here. Let's do one more round like this, opening up, squeezing those shoulder blades. And then exhale, dropping that chin to the chest. Very good. Go ahead and release the interlacing of the fingers. We'll place the hands down in front of the ankles. We'll roll over, and we'll find our way into into cat and cow, all fours, tabletop pose. We'll place the hands directly underneath the shoulders, the knees directly underneath the hips. We'll curl the toes under. We'll inhale. We'll look forward as we drop the belly down towards the floor. This is cow pose. On the exhale, we push the floor away as we drop that chin to the chest, arch that spine really well up towards the ceiling. Again, as you inhale, belly drops, chest and gaze look forward. Exhale, pushing the floor away as we drop that head and neck. Moving through this a few more rounds, nice and slow. Allowing the breath to slide up and down the spine. Moving up and touching each vertebrae. Moving down all the way to the tailbone and back up to the crown. Relax the jaw on the face. Make the cheeks very soft here. Last round. And we'll come back to tabletop pose. And we'll come to a balance now. So pressing the left hand into the ground, bringing that left hand underneath the nose. We'll press that right hip back, and then we'll lift the right leg up in line with the right hip as we walk the fingertips up towards the front of the mat, and then lift the left arm up. Really push out through the hand and the foot. Nice flat back here. Nice. And then slowly start to make your way back down. Shake it out. And we'll come to the other side. Walk that right hand in towards the nose. Press down through the left hand. We'll curl those left toes under. We'll lift the left foot up now in line with the left hip. Walk those right fingertips forward and then lift them up in line with that right shoulder. Stretching nice and long. Pulling that spine apart, keeping that head and that neck in line with the spine, looking down at the floor. Relax the jaw on the face, and let's go ahead and make our way back down to tabletop pose. Shake it out. And we'll come back to that again, but we'll hold the pose a little bit longer. So go ahead, walk the left fingertips in, just underneath the nose. And we'll go ahead and walk that left leg back. Walk the right leg back. Walk those left fingertips forward, lifting up, nice and long. Reaching out and away. Nice breathing from the heel all the way out to the fingertips, and then back again. Pull that belly button in and up. Nice flat back. And let's go ahead and return that back down to the floor. Switch sides. Right comes underneath the nose. We'll bring that left heel back as we walk the right fingertips up towards the front and lift both leg and arm up in line with the body. Keep that gaze forward down onto the floor. And getting really long, stretching through the sides of the body. Long, deep, smooth breathing up and down the body, the spine, the arm, and the leg. Nice. Go ahead, return the hand and the knee. And let's go ahead and shake it out. And then let's go ahead and curl the toes under. Lift the knees up. We'll walk those hands back towards the knees. Come to a crouch. Tuck the chin down to the chest as we start to roll up. And we'll come to a forward fold here. So bring the feet wide, bend those knees really well, and place the hands down onto the floor. If you'd like, you can bend the elbows and place the pinkies in the crooks of the elbows if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch through the spine. You can stay here. You can find movement by swaying side to side. Breathing through those hips, the backs of the legs. Keep those knees nice and bent, placing the belly onto the thighs. Beautiful. Now if you have the elbows crossed, go ahead, release the hands. We'll come up to some movements through forward fold. So on the inhale, we'll straighten the legs. We'll place the hands on the shins as we come to a flat back. And then on the exhale, we'll bend those knees, return the hands back to the floor. Drop that head and neck. Inhale, hands come to shins, flat back, stretch that spine nice and long. On the exhale, we bend those knees, hands return back to the ground. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhaling, flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, drop that head and neck. Last time here, inhale, flat back, shoulders pulled back. And then on the exhale, forward fold, knees bent. Nice. Go ahead, bend those knees, drop the chin to the chest. And we'll start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, bone by bone. Allow those shoulders to come up, pulled up to the ears. The head and the neck are the last to come up. We'll slide those shoulders back, and we'll come to the center. We'll come to another balancing pose called tree pose. So look down at the left foot. Make sure it's planted really well into the ground. Maybe even separate the toes and find all 4 corners of your foot firmly planted to the ground. When you have that, go ahead and bring your heel of the right foot to the left ankle, like a little kickstand. The knee comes out to the side. This is position 1. Position 2, or I should say option 2, is the sole of the foot to the calf. And then option 3, which is a little bit more challenging, is to bring the sole of the foot to the inner left thigh. Anyone is fine as long as you don't touch the knee or push the knee out. You don't want to hurt yourself. So I'm going to choose option 3 just because I'm more comfortable with that. Making sure that the knee is out towards the side. Go ahead and bring the palms together in front of the heart. And really press into that left foot. Find your balance here. Pull the belly button in towards the spine and really lengthen up through the spine. If you like, you can grow your branches on your tree by moving the arms up, maybe interlacing the fingers, maybe swaying side to side. It might be a nice stormy day, nice windy day, or it may be a settling day, just a very calm day, and you're not moving at all. Beautiful. And we'll start to make our way back. So placing the hands on the hips this time, we'll move the knee over to the front now. And then we'll bring the ankle in front of the knee. Keep your balance, keep that belly button pulled in. Keep that left foot nice and grounded. And now we're going to find some movement here. On the inhale, we're going to kick the toes out towards the front. And then on the exhale, we'll pull the heel back in. Nice, belly button still pulled in. Inhale, kick those toes out to away from you. Exhale, pull the heel back in. One last time, pull out. Exhale, pull it in. And go ahead, release the foot, shake it out. And then we'll come to the other side. Looking down at the right leg now, making sure that that foot is planted really well into the ground. Build that foundation before we move on. Maybe even separate the toes, get all 4 corners of that foot firmly planted to the ground. Once you've established that, go ahead and take that left ankle, or left sole of the foot, I should say, to the right ankle, the right calf, or the right inner thigh. Whatever you choose, the knee is pointing out to the side, and you can come with your hands on the hips, hands in prayer pose, or you can grow your branches for your tree. If you'd like, you can challenge yourself by looking up at the ceiling. Or you could challenge your balance even more by closing your eyes. Trusting If you fall, you fall. It's okay. It's just yoga. Keep that belly pulled in. That'll help keep your balance. Nice. Let's go ahead and make our way back down. Slowly bring your branches back down. Now turn the knee out to the front. And then bring the ankle underneath that knee. Place the hands on the hips. Ground that right foot. On the inhale, we'll kick the toes away from us. On the exhale, pull them back in. Inhale, toes pull out. Exhale, they come back in. Last time, toes kick out. Exhale, pull them back in. Return that foot back to the floor. Go ahead, shake it out. Very good. All right, so now you're going to have your legs separated. You're going to turn the right foot out to the side, and you're going to keep the left toes nice and straight. You're going to try and see if you can get that right heel in line with that left arch. Once you have that, we'll bring the arms out to the sides in line with the shoulders. And then we'll bend that knee over to the side. This is called Warrior Two pose. Keep the shoulders pulled back away from the ears and back towards the spine. Nice. Feel really strong and stable here through the feet. And we're going to move through this a couple of times. So on the inhale, we're going to flip the palms up and we're going to reach up, lengthen up, and straighten that right leg, the front leg. On the exhale, we'll separate the palms. We'll come back down to warrior pose as we bend the knee. 2 more times. Inhale, flipping the palms, reaching up, lengthening, straightening that front knee. And on the exhale, coming back to warrior 2. 1 more time, flipping the palms, looking up. And then exhale, coming back to warrior 2. Nice. Now you're going to take that backhand, slide it down the back of your thigh as you flip the palm up in front and reach up and back. Keep pulling, pushing through that right knee. This is called exalted warrior. The knee still continues to bend, pull away from you as you reach back behind you. Now we'll look up at the hand on the inhale, and on the exhale, we'll look down at the left foot. Again, as you inhale, look up at the right hand. Exhale, look down at the left foot. Last time here, inhale, looking up at the right hand. Exhale, looking down at the left foot. Beautiful. Now we'll start to make our way back up. Come back to warrior 2 pose. Finish it out with 1 more round of breath. Beautiful. We'll straighten the leg. We'll turn the right toes in now to the front. And then we'll turn the left toes out. We'll come to warrior 2 on this side. Making sure that the heel is in line with that arch of the right foot. And then we'll bend through that left knee as we raise the arms to shoulder height. Squeeze those shoulder blades together along the spine. And look over that middle finger. Reaching nice and tall and long as you bend through that left knee. You know where we're going. We're finding movement here. On the inhale, flipping the palms, straightening the leg as you look up at the palms towards the ceiling. On the exhale, bend through that knee as you come back to warrior 2. 2 more times just like this. Reaching up, straightening that leg. On the exhale, coming back down to warrior 2. 1 last time, reaching up, softening that face. Exhale, coming back down to warrior 2. Backhand comes down to the thigh, slides down that thigh as you flip that left palm up and looking up and over that arch towards the right hip. Still bending through that left knee towards the front of the room. Shoulders are pulled back. You're looking up at the hand on the inhale. On the exhale, you're looking down at the right foot. Again, as you inhale, looking up at the left hand. Exhale, down to the right foot. Last time, inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Beautiful. Let's start to make our way back to warrior. Nice. And let's go ahead, come back, bring the toes back to the front of the room. And let's go ahead, shake it out. Wonderful. All right, so let's make our way back down onto the mat. This time we'll come onto our backs. And I'm going to grab my trusty blanket with me. I encourage you to do the same. Once you find your back on the ground, you're going to bend the knees pointing up towards the ceiling, hip width apart. I'm going to fold my blanket so it looks like a little square like this, and I'm going to put it in between my inner thighs. And I'm going to squeeze this blanket for dear life. Hands are down, arms are down by the sides. The shoulders are planted and connected really well towards the floor. So now we're going to move into bridge pose. So we're pressing down through the feet. On the inhale, we're squeezing the prop between us as we lift the hips up in line with the knees. Exhale, let's come back down, tailbone down to the floor. Let's do that 3 more times. As you inhale, press the feet into the floor as you lift the hips, squeeze that prop between your inner thighs. And then on the exhale, come back down. Twice more. Inhale, pressing through the feet, lifting those hips in line with those knees. And then moving back down. 1 more time. Lifting up, squeezing that block. And then exhale, slowly coming back down. This time we're going to find movement with the hands now. So on the inhale, we're reaching up. We'll reach up with the hands as we lift the hips all the way to the knees as the hands drop back behind us. Exhale, lifting the hands back up as you drop those hips to the floor, bringing those hands to the floor. Try to do that at the same time. Again, as you inhale, squeeze that prop, lift the hands, lift the hips, and then on the exhale, lowering back down. 2 more times. Inhale, squeezing that prop, lifting up nice and tall. Exhale, lowering back down. 1 last time. Inhale, lifting up. This time we're going to stay up as we return the hands back down to the floor. Squeeze that block in between your inner thighs. And we're going to lift up on our tippy toes on the right foot, lifting the heel up. And then bring it back down. And then lift the left heel up, coming onto our tippy toes. And then bringing it back down. And let's do both heels up now. Squeezing that block, coming to our tippy toes. Squeeze that block. Beautiful. Slowly coming back down. And then winding back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, bone by bone, until your tailbone touches. Beautiful work, guys. Go ahead and remove the prop away from the inner thighs. And then we'll come to Supta Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So we'll bring the soles of the feet together, pinky edge sides on the floor. And then we'll bring the knees out to the side, butterflied out. And place 1 hand on the belly, 1 hand on the heart. We've been here before. The first pose we started with. So closing the eyes, we'll inhale, puff the belly first, followed by the chest. Pause. And then exhale, chest falls first, followed by the belly. Pause. Inhale, belly, chest, pause. Exhale, chest, belly, pause. Inhale, belly, chest, that's 1. Exhale, chest, belly, that's 2. Inhale, belly, chest, that's 3. Exhale, chest, belly, that's 4. Continue on your own up until 10. Moving slowly, finding that nice rhythmic breath. Maybe even making the breath audible so you can hear it. And once you reached your 10th one, go ahead, bring the hands down off the body, straighten one leg and then the other. As you really widen out here, off the mat, away from the body, taking up space, as much space as you need, finding our final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Feeling really grounded through the back side of the body, really soft through the front side of the body. See if you could just completely relax here. Allow the legs to flop open, the fingers to curl up towards the palms. Just being natural here. There's really nothing to do here, nowhere to go, no one to see. You're just finding this deep state of relaxation and peace. Pulling that tongue down away from the roof of the mouth, allow it to sit at the floor of the mouth. Softening the cheeks, loosening up those eyebrows. And just really enjoying this deep sense of peace and stillness. Come back to those deep belly breaths. And maybe even the audible breath as you continue to find this present moment awareness. And if the mind runs rampant, which it usually does, we are human, just simply allow ourselves to return back to that breath, that audible breath, back to the sweet state of relaxation. Enjoy this. I will wake you up when it's time. And start to invite a deeper breath back into the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, circling the ankles, the wrists, bending through the knees, the elbows, and oscillating the head and the neck side to side. Gently waking the body back up. And when you feel content and settled, let's go ahead and pull one knee in and then the other. As you flip over to either side into a fetal position, chin down to the chest, forehead down to the knee. Getting really small here, checking in with yourself, noticing any shifts, any changes that took place here and now in your mind, your body, your spirit. And placing the top hand in front of the nose. We push ourselves up to our seat, sitting up nice and tall, finding that tall spine when you get there. Really grounding down to your sit bones, really sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head lengthening up towards the ceiling. Keeping the eyes closed, just finding that deep sense of peace and tranquility. Thank you for joining me in class today. From my heart to yours, Namaste.